Hello.
My name is Joan Murfitt and I'm from Whitburn in West Lothian. And tonight I'm going to show you how to make little Christmas trees using the tops from milk bottle tops.
Oh, wow.
Which I faithfully wash and save all through the year. And they used to go for raising money for people learning sign language, but then they stopped collecting them. And I still kept on washing them. So I had to do something with them. My husband kept on saying, "What are you saving this for?"
Thank you, Joan. Thank you. I'll come back to you in a second.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to go to Anne C. And Anne C, I'll get you to introduce yourself and explain what you're making. Hi.
Hello. I'm from Sandbank Institute. Oops.
Okay.
I've lost myself.
All right, it's all right. It's all right. So someone's pressed the button. It's what.
Yeah.
Right.
Elizabeth
Carwood, that's it.
All right.
That's it. All right. I'm from Sandbank Institute in Argyll, and I'm going to be showing you how to make a fox snowman.
Yeah.
And don't worry, my room is not leaning, it's just the camera.
It's fine.
You're on the wall tonight, yeah? You're on the wall. Great. Thanks, Anne. I'll come back to you in a wee bit. And then I'd like to introduce Maz. A lot of you might know Maz already. Maz also runs our SWI Zoom schools. So if you have anyone interested in joining Zoom, but maybe they don't know how to do it, Maz is your woman, yeah?
Good evening, everybody. I'm Maz Thorn, and I'm from Pow Mill Institute in Perth and Kinross. And tonight I'm going to teach you how to make a very quick paper snowflake.
Lovely. Okay, Joan, when you're ready. Thank you very much.
Well, as I showed you the trees before, you can do them in different sizes. This one's with 6, that one's with 10, and that's a bigger one with 21. And I have actually done a bigger one as well, but I gave that away last year. So they're quite simple to make. It does take a little bit of time, so nobody would be able to make a whole one tonight. The materials that you need are some cotton Christmas fabrics, and it's better with a small design because it's only a small circle that you're using to cut out, about 10 centimetres. The bigger designs don't work quite as well. And there's such a lovely range of Christmas fabrics now, so you can just take your pick what you want to use. And you can do them all the same, like I did with that one, or you can do varied ones. I've also got some felt, and this is really a nice, good, thick felt for the backing. If you don't have felt, then you could use a piece of card and stick your milk bottle tops onto that. You also need some stuffing.
Pauline, sorry, Joan. Pauline, Joan's not highlighted. She's not spotlighted.
I'm sorry. No.
Okay.
Sorry, Joan.
All right.
Hitch here, sorry.
Is it? Did everybody manage to see it or not?
It's not you, it's me.
Do I need to start again, or is it all right?
Joan, I've got Joan on Spotlight video, Maz. Joan's
I saw you fine, Joan.
Sorry?
I can only see her. I'll have to go to speaker view because I haven't got her on Spotlight. I have now.
I can see her fine on Spotlight.
Right, okay.
I can only see you now, Maz. Whoops, now Pauline.
Right, yeah. No, I'm just double checking. There we go. Is that okay, Maz?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I've just got my. No. Oh, that's better.
I can still.
I can't see you. No. Oh, there it is now. That's it now. Thank
Everyone
you.
got it?
No, I can only see Maz.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Christine's the same.
Right, I'm going to cancel the Spotlight video.
Yeah.
Spotlight video, there we go. Did everyone see Maz's, Joan's hand?
Yes.
Only small.
Only small?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can see her now.
Can everyone see Joan's hands large?
I can see her full screen.
Full screen, okay.
I can see full screen, yeah.
Yeah,
Full
good.
screen. Full screen.
You got it now, Maz?
Yeah, I've just gone to speaker view. I don't know what's happened. It's fine.
Right, okay, okay. Thumbs up if you're okay, guys. Thumbs up if everything's fine. Great, okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Joan. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I hope everybody saw that the felt and the different materials, the polyester wadding, milk bottle tops, and obviously you're going to need a thread and scissors and things like that. The size of the circle is about 10 centimetres, 10 or 11, it doesn't really matter, but you don't want too much. And you cut out the circles. Then you're going to take your needle and thread, and this is one of the times when you can go against the rural and you can put a knot in it, because I know nobody likes knots in rural sewing, especially the judges, so they'll find one. But you can use a knot here, and then I usually do a little double back stitch as well to make it secure. Then you're going to do running stitches all along the edge.
Bring it like that, sit.
Just do the little running stitches along the edge, all the way around. And I'm just going to share something with you. This is Gutermann thread. Does everybody know that the end comes off the Gutermann thread and you can keep your needle inside and pop it back in?
Yes.
Brilliant.
A lot of people don't know that. And I must admit I'd used Gutermann for quite a long time before I discovered that there was somewhere to keep your needles. So you're going to go all the way around with your thread, and then you're going to start to pull it up slightly so that you've got like a little hat. Then get your wad of wadding and put it inside your top, tuck it in. It's almost a bit, if you do it like needle felting, just keep on pressing it down and it'll sort of cling together, and put the padded wadding side down into the circle. And then you want to pull it up. And I think I've lost my needle now.
No, it's down. I can see it.
No, that's the one for the, oh no, it isn't. I beg your pardon. I've got two needles here. They've joined together in holy matrimony.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is why you want to have a good strong start, because you're going to pull on it and pull it right up to get it tight so that you've got it fastened together. Then you're going to do a few stitches across from one side to the other just to lace it together. The time-consuming part is actually doing all these, but you can sit and do them whilst you're watching television at night, and it's surprising how quickly you can get them done. So you want to get it all fastened up nice and neat. I'm afraid my camera doesn't look as if it's very clear tonight, I don't know why. So that's it, and it's padded there. So once you've got it nicely pulled up, just finish off your thread. I'll snip it off. Just give me 1 minute. I need to switch on hot glue. So once you've got all these done, then you're going to be able to put it together. I've cut out a triangle of felt, and I've got a piece of ribbon for the top, just a few inches. And you have to remember to stick the ribbon down before you put that one on so that you hold it nice and tight. So I actually have stuck the 4 at the bottom. Once you stick them, just stick a little bit in between as well as underneath to get nice and secure. Once you stick on this row, you need to put a little bit of glue at the base of those 2 as well as at the side. So you're sticking it in 3 places to secure it. I'm sorry, I should have switched my hot gun on sooner. It's going to take a few minutes to warm up. But then you would stick these on, and then the last one with the ribbon. Yeah. Once you've done that, I've got a little ribbon that I've tied, and I'll stick that on the bottom bit. And then I'm going to trim it around like I have done here. Just cut it. You can leave it so that it's extended if you want, but I prefer it so it's not actually showing. So it's like that.
Lovely.
It's not going to be hot enough, I'm afraid, to stick these ones on, but hopefully that you've got the idea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's your finished product. So I do hope that you'll have a go at doing them. They are nice to do, and I had done some in the summer when I've been tidying the cupboards and found all the Christmas material, and I'd hoped that church would be back and we'd have a Christmas sale, but not to be. So I've got a little store of these for maybe next year, or give to friends and neighbours.
And so, and Joan, how much would you sell them for normally?
I think when I did the bigger one, that was one bigger than that, I think I probably sold it for £5.
Yeah.
I'm probably not making much profit on it because the material costs quite a little bit.
Yes.
But then a lot of people, when they're at sales of work, they don't want to spend a lot of money.
No.
So if I got £2 for that, I'd be very happy probably.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And maybe £2.50 or £3 for the slightly bigger one.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll have a go at doing it. And hopefully we'll see some photographs put on
Yes.
on Womankind. So
Yeah.
thank you for listening. Bye.
That was great. That was great, Joan. Thank you very much. I'll just what I'll do is I will get everyone up, and then I'll ask you to all unmute, guys. And can you put your hands up if you would like, if you're going to try that idea. Oh yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I was actually, Annette, I was actually going along with her, Pauline.
Great. Let's have a look.
I've started, did my first one.
Okay.
Very good.
I've got my first one, so I've got quite a lot of material cut out here, ready to do more.
Great.
Wow.
It'll double as the Rudolph nose as well. That's great. Lovely. Is anyone else crafting along, or are you just you had short notice?
Yeah.
Guys, because
Yeah.
that's my fault. I've just moved house, so it's all been a wee bit hectic. We'll get more. Hands up if you're also crafting along.
That was good,
Yeah.
Joan. Enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Shirley, great. Unmute, Shirley. Unmute. Need to unmute. Sorry.
I've done some bits.
Oh,
Very good.
It's a sad indictment on my house that I have beer bottles and not milk bottles. Didn't have
that's great, Shirley. Great. Oh, Margaret Robb, can I have a look at yours? Have you got one there, Margaret? Hang on a sec. Here's one. Very nice.
You've got
See, Bob.
Nice.
See them?
Very nice. Very nice.
Can't see them.
You can't see them?
No. Still see Shirley.
Still seeing Shirley.
So she's Shirley. Hang on a sec. Hang on.
Beautiful, Margaret.
Oh, it's what?
Oh.
Lovely.
How you doing, Margaret? Hi, Margaret.
Oops, you're muted, Margaret.
Good.
Can everybody see Margaret now?
How you doing, Margaret? Margaret. Wonderful.
Hold it up again, please, Margaret, so everyone can see.
Beer bottles.
That's lovely.
Still on Shirley, Pauline.
Still on Shirley?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening with your spotlighting tonight.
Well, it's doing. It says it's doing it.
Mine's working.
No, mine's working.
It's flying.
No,
Mine's not working.
Mine's not.
I'm going to try it with the wine bottle tops.
Are you? Great. Is that an excuse to get more wine? Maybe just to break the tops.
You can't come up.
Hang on a sec. I'm just going to try and get Margaret again. Is everyone still seeing Shirley? Sorry, Shirley.
Yep.
Oh, I can see Margaret.
No, Margaret.
Margaret.
I see Margaret.
Okay.
No, I can't see Margaret. Margaret. I can
You can't see Margaret.
Can't.
Yeah, you can. Is she on a
Small.
different screen, maybe?
Small, not big.
No, not at all.
Not at
Oh
all.
no.
Lovely.
You'll have to skate along, maybe. Oh, yeah.
We have got quite a lot of people on, so maybe it's maybe they're on a different screen. No.
Yeah, I think I had to go along to full screen.
You'll have to
So
skate
Margaret-
along.
Pauline,
Hmm?
make me a co-host and see if it does it for me or not, or whether it's part of the thing.
Let me find you, Maz. There we go.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
better. That's Margaret.
That's Margaret Robb.
That's Margaret.
Yes.
Margaret Robb.
Right, Margaret. Let's see.
Let us see the tree again.
Once more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
lovely.
That is
Good.
lovely.
That's lovely. And you even got a bottom in it.
And it's got a bottom on it.
A tub. Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
Thank
Lovely,
you
Margaret.
very much.
Beer bottle tops. All right.
Is it? Great.
I've got one in the wall, somewhere in amongst the decorations.
Lovely, lovely. So what I'm going to do now, ladies, is I'm going to go to our second demonstrator of the evening, Anne Coleman in Argyll. Once I go to her, I'm going to mute her, and then we can listen to Anne. And then I'll do the same again at the end, and we'll So there's Anne there. Hello, Anne, you're on. And I'm going to just mute everyone now.
Yes. Sorry about if I look like I'm going to one side like Guruk.
Oh, don't worry. Hang on, I'll need to get you to unmute now, Anne.
Yes, I've just had to stick the camera on with blue tack, so if I look sideways, don't worry.
Don't worry.
No.
That's great.
It's
We can see
fine.
exactly what you're doing.
Anyway, this is the wee chap I'm going to make. And what you need to make him is one white sock, any size. The bigger the sock, the bigger the snowman. But you can have everything from full-size socks to wee tiny baby socks. And you'll just get smaller or bigger ones. You can fill him with either rice, which makes him very heavy like a doorstop. Very good for holding your stockings on top of the mantelpiece. And if you're going to do that, I would recommend that you fill it by using a tumbler and stretching the sock over the top, because it's a lot easier to get your rice in there like that.
And how do you get to that stage?
You just cut the sock right.
We
So
don't know.
you take your sock
Right.
and you cut it in two, right across where the heel is.
Show it, but can you see your hand?
Sorry, it's all back to
You can see now.
Yeah.
See now.
Take your sock and cut it in two, straight across where the heel is.
Yeah.
So you've got a toe. This is the toe bit that you're going to fill,
Yes.
and you'll be left with a top bit which makes the hat. So you've put the toe bit into a glass if you're going to fill it with rice. I'm not going to fill this one with rice. I'm going to make a soft one because I want to hang them up and the rice is far too heavy to do that. So I'm just going to stuff this one.
That's Anne's lovely cat that's accompanying her.
Yes,
Every
sorry about
time Anne comes on Zoom, our cat has a chat too.
He's just saying hello.
Yes, yes.
So you want to end up with a kind of a sausage, a stuffed sausage. Now, if you've got a big sock like this is, and you want to make a wee snowman, that's fine. Cut a bit off the top. no problem. This was a lady's sock, and this one here is a lady's sock, but I'm going to make a slightly smaller one. So I'm just going to cut it off. And then the same as you did for the previous thing, you just need to close that off by taking running stitches all the way around. They can be big ones because you're not going to see this at all. It's going to be under the hat. So they can be quite rough. Nobody's going to be judging them for prizes. And don't stab yourself because blood shows up on white socks.
You're doing it singly, right round it.
Right round it and just pull it together.
Single stitches.
Yeah, just running stitches.
Yeah.
And you end up with a white sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move that out the way. Now, if you're, there are two things you can make. I haven't shown you what they are, but this is the other one. You can make a gnome.
He's great.
With exactly the same things. Now, if you're going to be making a snowman, you need to take your sausage about 1/3 of the way down to make the head, and just put, I'll find one, an elastic band around. So you don't want to have stuffed your sausage too firmly. You want it to give a bit when you do this. So there you go. That's
And you stuffed it in a pudding, I think.
That's your snowman. Now, if you were going to be doing the gnome, you wouldn't do that. Instead, if you pretend that this is the top, you would take just a wee knob on the side, like that, and put your elastic band round. Oops. It's hard to do both because I'm not going to make two.
Oh, you have to make your head out of this.
And that would just be for his nose. So you would just put an elastic band round and sorry, my hands are in the way of the camera. But
You know what you're doing.
and you would make a nose
Great.
instead of a head. This one's going to be a snowman. Now, if you've only got one white sock, you can take the other half and just make him a hat with the white.
Show that a little bit to the camera, please, Anne. That's it. Yes.
If you do that, I would recommend you put something on it or it's going to be too white. But I've got another sock here, which is quite small. So I'm going to, this is a wee coloured sock, one of these baby socks.
Mhm.
And this is the top half.
Yes.
This is the bit above the heel. So now you have two options with the hat. To make this hat, which you can see is just fluffed up and tied round to finish off on the outside, then you would put it on him right way out.
Mhm.
But you can do this hat
I need it big glue back.
with the pom-pom on, in which case you would turn this piece inside out, which is what I'm going to do, sew it on the inside, and then turn it outside again.
Mhm.
And this is a wee carol singer, and he's made exactly the same way as the snowman, except you take another sock and put it on the outside to make his jumper.
Great.
And that's the only difference. So that's another variation. So to make the hat, I'm going to turn this wee bit of sock inside out and just trim it to get the heel off. And I'm going to do exactly what I did with the snowman. I'm just going to take the big knots and running stitches, because you'll never see them, all the way around the top of the hat. Yes, I forget the camera's looking at me sideways. I'll just have to try and twist round so you can see what I'm doing.
What?
As you can see, once you get all the way around the ring at the top, everything's the same technique tonight, so it's not really difficult. You just finish that off with a couple of stitches as well. So you've got that, and then turn it inside out, and there's your hat. And that's going to go in our wee snowman.
Great.
Now to make his face, you've got some options. This one here, the eyes are embroidered with knots, and his nose is a sequin, and these are wee buttons glued on. It's up to you whether you want noses and buttons. This one on the wee chorister, I've just put googly eyes and an open mouth, and they're just glued on. So the face is entirely up to you how you want him to look. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is he'll need a scarf. So I take the other half of the wee sock that we used for the hat, and I'm just going to cut a strip straight across it, so we've got a loop, and then just open up the loop. So you've got a strip of sock like that, and that's just going to go round his neck and tie as a scarf.
Lovely.
I've got too much soap.
And what have we got for his face?
I can see a few people are crafting along with you, Anne. That's great.
Just,
Trying to keep up.
I'll slow down. I didn't know how much time I had. It's difficult to know.
Yeah.
So this is the messy bit. I'm terrible with glue. I get it everywhere.
You're not alone in that.
I can't get this open. It's just some wee red buttons that I'm going to put down his front. Two will probably do. And this is the glue I've got, and it's Glitter Magic. It's just ordinary PVA glue, but because it's intended for piping onto things, it's got a really fine nozzle, so it's slightly less messy for people like me, she said, hopefully. Of course, you could sew the buttons on if you wanted to be really...
No, I'm trying to. But it's no easy.
Fiddly, Avis.
Fiddly, aye.
It is fiddly. And that's his buttons.
Lovely.
The glue gun and I know how to go with it.
So you said you're going to hang these up, the lighter ones you hang up, yeah?
The lighter ones you could hang on your tree because they don't weigh anything.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
You couldn't do it with the rice-filled ones. They're like doorstops.
Mm.
But what you could do, if you hang your stockings up off the mantelpiece,
Okay.
you could be able to weight, put on the mantelpiece and weight the stockings. That would be quite good.
Yes.
Well, I've got a couple of sequins I think I can do for his eyes. Which is even more fiddly.
Yeah. You need tweezers.
Well, I don't know that I would be better with tweezers. It's just one more thing to manipulate. It just means you have to wash your fingers afterwards.
Yeah.
Or peel the glue off.
Yeah.
Now, really, if you wanted to be really fiddly, like I did with this one, you could give him a mouth with wee black beads. Oh, that's the only thing I've got. So I'm going to try and draw his mouth.
That's a good idea.
Onto his face. And then dip it in the wee black beads.
Oh, that's cheating.
Yeah, well, you get more.
But it's cheating.
It also makes him look a bit grim, but never mind.
You can't see him. I see. Oh, before Christmas, isn't he, Tim Burton? He's gone all Tim.
Yes, yes, very Tim Burton. So that's the wee snowman.
Great.
Well, if you wanted to turn him into this, which are like carol singers,
Yes, lovely.
I would just take the bottom of the sock that you made the hat with, which is what this is, and pull it all over the bottom, and just glue around the neck a bit, and just tie a piece of ribbon for a scarf, and there you've got a carol singer. And I've given him some googly eyes,
Yeah.
what is meant to be an open mouth but looks more like a nose.
No, it looks like
But
a.
you can make a whole choir of him.
Mhm. What do you do when the children ask for their socks back, Anne?
Well, I actually cheated. I bought a whole pack of half a dozen.
Yeah.
These are toddler socks, baby socks, and children's size socks,
Yeah.
really. And I bought them on eBay for about £6 for half a dozen. You know, so I'm not really bothered about cutting them up.
Yeah.
The gnome,
Mhm.
him, you need exactly the same things. So you would do him, instead of, you wouldn't have to make a neck for him. He hasn't got a neck. He's straight up and down with a nose. And then you pull on the jumper, the same as this, and you pull down the hat. Now this hat is made with the toe end of a sock, and I've stuffed the ball on the end and tied an elastic band around it, so you get a tall kind of hat with a bauble. And you pull the hat down right to his nose, and you pull the jumper up right to his nose, and then you get a piece of fur fabric, and you just cut a wee notch in the top, and you put it right up round his nose and glue that on and pull the hat down on the top of it, and that's it.
That's
And
great.
these are all really easy things to do with the same, and they don't take very long at all.
No. They're great. I
So-
like the Nightmare Before Christmas one. I like that one.
I was so careful with this one. I put them on one at a time, and it really, really is fiddly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know,
We gang.
your imagination is the only thing that... Any questions?
Any questions? Let me throw it open and ask everyone to unmute. And who's been crafting along? Hands up if you've been crafting along. Avis, you have, yeah?
I'm getting there.
Great.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, the big fat one.
That's a fancy sock.
Anything
I like the wee bit of tinsel for the mouth. That works lovely.
See Dorothy?
Only thing I had.
Can you see Dorothy?
Oh, somewhere.
It's cute, Dorothy.
Still needs a bit done to it.
You just need to tie around his neck. If you haven't got an elastic band, just wrap lots of thread round and tie it.
Yeah.
That works. And it gets covered up.
I have something to put around his neck.
Yeah.
I'll cut a bit of that.
Oh, Arlene's got a whole family. Hang on a sec.
My elves come to dance.
Oh,
It
wow.
took me long enough to get the thread started. And I don't have an elastic band, so I've got one of the girls' baubles, so I'm getting it.
It's fine. You can just tie it. I just use elastic bands because it's quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lovely.
well,
Yeah,
the bauble's too thick, so I'll need to go and hunt for
Then
plastic bands.
the other thing you can do with this wee man here,
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Need to come back to you. Hang on. I've got
The
no.
scarf's not long enough.
is to cut strips.
Hang on. I'm not quite back with you. Hang on.
I haven't got any done. You could cut strips of
No, that's Arlene.
and
That's
glue them
Arlene.
to the bottom.
Um,
And make them
We've
into
not got her. We haven't got her.
Can you?
And
I've got her.
No, I haven't.
I've got her.
No.
Not now.
No.
Change now.
Haven't got it.
Stop saying Arlene.
It's gone back onto speaker view.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
No,
No.
yeah.
If you were to add either strips of sock or ribbon onto his thing with something heavy for feet, it could be a shelf elf. You could-
Right.
All right, yeah.
I think, Arlene, did you make one like that with legs?
No.
Oh no, that was my own elf. He appeared today.
Oh, right.
With elves, and they get up to all sorts, so he had to come out today.
Right.
Good. Who else was making? I know a few you were making, so hands up if. Oh, Linda, you were making Linda Rex and Highland.
Yeah, I've done something similar before, but
Oh,
made them into little mice.
Yes.
Oh,
A wee tip, if you don't want to glue on eyes, I discovered this on YouTube. It's a stuff called puffy paint. It comes in little bottles, and I got it in the range, and you can just put wee dabs on for the eyes and the nose. That's what I've done on the floor tonight. An awful lot easier than gluing things on. Get it in all different colours in the range.
Brilliant.
That's my
Very good. Very nice.
Wave your snowman at me if you've made one, so I can see it. Oh, Beryl, hello, Beryl. I'm going to come to you. There we go.
It's
Beryl.
not great, but as far as I got it.
Oh, yeah.
he's lovely.
He's getting there.
Yeah.
Mine's getting there as well. Slowly but surely.
Any more? Wave them at me if you've got them.
Yeah.
Shirley, you've just been doing everything tonight. Hang on a sec.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been busy.
I've got you now.
Yeah. Here's my wee.
That's lovely.
That's
Mouth
it.
as well.
Lovely.
Dipped him in.
Dipped him in. Yeah.
Stuck the glue in and dipped him in. I've got glue in my iPad.
Can you just Shirley, can you just hold his hat up and let people see the other one, Mr. Dan?
And then Ruby,
See
okay?
it on yours.
Annette first, then Avis, then Ruby.
Where you the extra bits on the hat, where you just cut it into strips and.
Yeah, I've just.
Oh, yeah.
That's lovely. That's cute.
Good. That's lovely.
Yes, I'm sewing on my buttons.
Oh, well done.
I'm going to put fancy glitters round there on, right round there.
Yes.
Lovely.
Oh, that's
Annette, I hope you haven't cut up my good sock because I wanted that.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I can give you the one.
You'll just have to make another one, Annette, to match.
Lovely.
Great, thanks.
I'm left with a wrist warmer.
Are you going to play tennis, Avis?
I'm left with a wrist warmer.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely, aye.
Lovely.
My buttons are just glued on.
Oh, I don't know.
And Avis, come to you
I need to get my glue gun.
Well, you got a glue gun as well, Avis? Oh.
Aye.
Good.
I had two till last week, and my daughter came and took her one back.
Oh, that's lovely.
And I've just filled all the beads.
I'll need to invest in a glue gun with
It's
it.
got a black bottom because the sock had a black toe.
Yeah.
I could do some more. I should have used other lentils.
Well, I discovered the thing is you fill them with rice or lentils.
Not standing up enough.
You'll find that you need an awful lot more rice or lentils than you think you do because they soak with the weight.
Yeah. Well, I should just have used them all because there's not enough for a pot of soup. That was very good, Anne. That was lovely.
That was great.
Yeah, super.
And it's surprising how quickly you can make a thing.
Yes.
Let's try and put my camera back.
Snowman, wave it if you have, and then I'll go to Maz if not. Okay, Maz.
Not see any others.
No, Maz, it's up to you. Right? So,
Thanks, man.
I'll go to Maz and then I'll ask you all. I'll mute you all, and if you just stay muted until the end of Maz's stint, that'd be great.
Oh, you're fighting those? Right. You got tidied up, but.
Right, okay, we're going to make a very, very simple snowflake tonight. And you get to start off, you need 6 squares of paper.
Unmute in a second. No.
Okay, so you just need 6 squares of paper. It can be plain. It's plain white, just ordinary, printer paper, or it can be very thin wrapping paper, which is quite easy because when we get to the folding back and forwards, you've got a plain side and a pattern side, whereas if you use this, you've got to remember which way you're going. So you take your 6 squares, whether they're patterned or folded, and you're going to fold all of them in the same way. I'm going to change my camera so you see my desk. Okay, so you take your square of paper and turn it over right side down. If it's plain,
Pauline,
it doesn't
I'm
matter.
not seeing Maz, I'm only seeing myself.
Oh, hang on.
Does everyone else see Maz?
I'm just finding myself here.
That's an existential thing that you're saying there, Maz? You're just finding yourself?
Yeah. I just have to come back to my other thing so I can find myself.
Now.
Is that it now?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
No, you're on. I can see.
Am I highlighted?
Avis, you talk again.
Yes, I can see Maz now.
Okay.
Okay, yes, lovely,
Right.
thank you.
Okay. Okay, so you take your bit of paper, you turn it right sides down, and you're going to do 2 triangular folds. So you're going to take this corner here, and you're going to fold it up to there and crease. Okay, with your first. I'm just going to move my your pictures out of the way because you're in the way of my screen. So, okay, and then you're going to fold it again along the fold here. So you end up with a small triangle. Okay, so it will look like this. Okay, and you're going to do that with all 6 of your sheets of paper. So if you're doing along with me, just quickly do that with all your 6 sheets of paper until you end up with them all folded, all 6. One more here. So corner to corner, triangle, and then along the fold, make a triangle. Okay, so 6 pieces. Okay, I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. Then I'm going to show you what we do next on a larger piece of paper, just for vision. Okay. Right. You can carry on your folding in a minute. Let's look now at what we do next. And we're going to cut some lines. Now I've drawn, I've drawn them on very faintly. I'm going to go over them in pen. You don't have to draw the lines. I just do it by eye. I'm going to show you. We're going to put our triangle down. This is the right angle corner here. Right? And this is the hypotenuse or the long side of the triangle here.
That's a long word.
And we are going to, we are going to draw lines. So this is the opening fold here at the bottom, and this is the closed fold here, and this is the right angle. And we are going to draw cut lines parallel to the long side here. Now I've penciled them in so I can draw you. You don't have to draw them. If you feel a bit iffy about cutting freehand, you can draw them to start with until you feel happy just cutting by eye. It's very forgiving. It doesn't matter if one's a bit thinner and one's a bit fatter. So you're going to draw, you're going to imagine a sort of a line here that you're going to cut to. so that when we cut these lines, we're going to stop at this dotted line. So we're going to cut one line that goes from here, and we're going to cut up, stopping at the line there. And then we're going to cut another one a little bit away. It's about a centimetre and a bit on mine, or depends what size square you're using. This is a bigger square. And then you're going to cut a third line here. So that's going to be your 3 cuts.
Are the bits that are you're not cutting, are they
this bit here is not cut.
Right.
That bit there is left. So when I cut, I'll do it on the big one. I hold the right angle corner, and I'm going to cut. It's back to front for you, but I'm going to cut from this double folded edge here. Okay, and I'm going to cut up towards the folded edge, but I cut up and I'm going to stop about a centimetre away.
Right.
So we don't cut right through, otherwise they just drop off. Okay, and I'll cut the next one, 2 and 3. They're the cuts. Okay, so on the small one, this one here, I haven't got any lines drawn. Okay, so I'm holding it by the right angle corner. I'm cutting parallel to this line, and I'm stopping short of this edge. So 1, stop, a little bit away. Try and make them sort of even space. 2, stop, and 3. So that when you open up, you've got this pattern.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to try and do that, now lots of people will make this mistake. They will take this and they will start cutting up here.
Yeah.
And that's wrong. It's got to be cut parallel to that long side. 1, 2, 3, and don't go all the way. Leave about a centimetre or just under a centimetre empty, so you get them joined in the middle. Here, here's a show there. If you cut all the way through, they'll just all fall apart. You'll have 3 big squares left. So you need to stop. So that's your cut, and you do that with every square. If anyone's got a problem, just unmute yourself and say.
Show us again, Maz, please.
Okay, right, here's another one. You've folded it. You hold the right angle here, because that will give you an idea where you're cutting. You're cutting up here, right, up here. So you start at the bottom, which looks like the top for me because I'm back to front. And you cut from the bottom edge up and stop. A little bit away, up and stop. A little bit away, up and stop. Okay, so that when you open it up,
right this time. No, I've ended up with this.
I think
again.
David, I think you're cutting the. Just explain from the start of the fold, because you're cutting away up to the fold, Avis.
hold yours up, Avis. Let me see where you're cutting. Hold your triangle up. Right, and where are you cutting? You want to cut along that, parallel to that top edge. You've got
a folded edge.
That's the folded bit, so I want to cut towards that.
Yes.
No. Yeah, no, you cut up parallel to this one. I can't see me now.
Stop.
They're cut up there. Where are we?
Go to
no. Put your scissors to the other end. Up here. No. Come back to me, Pauline.
Level.
I get it when it was simple.
Right, can you come back to me, Pauline?
Hang on. There we go.
Okay. Right, so here's your triangle. I'll try and do it. Right, you're holding it there, okay? And you are going to cut it. I'm having to do this back to front. You are going to cut it from here up there. Up there.
Right.
You're trying to cut it up here. At this angle.
I've got 3 here
You're going to cut it. That's you're holding it by the right angle corner, and you're going to put your scissors here in a bit, and you're going to cut up there, parallel to that long side.
Oh, I've made it.
Good. And you do 3, and then it should open out and look like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a square that it's all cut into the middle.
Yeah, that's fine. So you need to do all of them like that before you forget how to do them, Avis.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. You're happy with that?
Yes, thank you. I'll get there.
So you've cut all your squares like that, and then the next bit is the gluing. Now I'm going to start with it right sides up. It doesn't really matter which way you start because you're going to glue alternately. So you're going to start with the inside square, the one nearest the middle, and you're just going to put a bit of glue on the point of that square there. Okay, just on the point. And then you're going to fold it over on top of the other point. Now it's quite tricky. I find it quite useful if I use a pen at this for this one, the inside, and I put a pen inside, and I put this one over, and the one that's glued comes over on top of it, like that. On top of it, flat. Okay, you roll it over. So when you take the pen out, it looks like a little roll, like that. Okay. Some people make a mistake and they do this, and they glue it together like that, and that is wrong. It shouldn't be pointed. It should be flapped over on top of the other one, like that. Okay. And that's your first one.
Okay.
And then every time you glue, you're going to turn it over. So we've glued one that way, so it appears white. And then we turn the whole bit of paper over, and we glue the next, we bring the next layer in, bit of glue on the point here. Lift up the opposite one, and you're going to put the one that's glued on top of the other one, so that the point lines up nicely. I'll show you, like that. Okay, nice and flat. And that's number 2. And then you turn it over again, and you do the next one. Lift up the point, a little bit of glue. Pritt stick's fine for this, but another bit of glue, any glue would do. And then put it over on top of that one. Point, paint, match up the point to the apex on the opposite side, like that. It's nice and rounded when you look at it sideways.
Lovely.
Okay, and then finally you turn it over again, because we're going to do the other one, and you glue the last one like that. And that's you made one little droplet like that. That's one droplet of the snowflake.
Great.
Okay, and you're going to do that with all your squares. Okay, so that's how you glue them all. Okay, but that's, you know, I'll move on because you can catch up with that. Okay. Okay, so now we do that 6 times, and we end up with 6 of these that we then have to put together. So we take 2 of them. Now when I look at them, I just look at which way around they are. So this one's white and the outside one's red. So I'm going to follow that pattern. White, red, white, red. So they're all going in the same order. It can be red, white, doesn't matter. And I glue this middle bit here, the middle bit of the petal, on that side. Then I pick up this one and I'm going to line it up really neatly with the one next door. So you have two joined together like that. Okay. Then I take the next one, I look at it, red, white, red, white, red. So I'm going to glue a red one. Glue it and carefully line it up so it's nice and neatly glued. With Pritt stick, you've got time to move it around. And now I've got the top three petals or sprockets or lines of my snowflake. Okay. Now at that point, you've got a choice. You can either join the bottom three exactly the same way, or you can do the next step on the top. Because the next step is we're going to glue these bits here together in the centre, like that, all lined up. So it will be like that. Okay, be like that. So I'm just going to take this one here, the bottom edge, the bottom of the arm of the snowflake, and I'm going to line it up exactly with the one next door on top of it like that. Then a bit more glue there, and put the next one on like that. And that's the top half of the snowflake done.
Great.
I'll do the bottom half exactly the same way. I'll have a little look at the top one to make sure I'm following the pattern. Red, white, that's going to be red, that's going to be red, that's going to be red. So I lay it out how it's going to go, and then I glue it. I'm going to glue the bottom half first. Glue this one to here. And then the next one. So you're gluing flat sides to flat sides. Okay, and then I'll glue the centre bits on there and line it up exactly. Glue it. Another wee bit of glue. Line it up and glue it. So now I've got the top half, top three, and I've got the bottom three. So now I'm just going to take a bit of glue on this bottom one. I'm going to glue it exactly the same place in the middle on the top one. Just overlap them. So that the two centres are now joined. Okay. I'm going to come to the next cake because it's getting a bit big now. I'll come back to this one. Okay, so now we've got the top half and the bottom half. So now all we've got to do is to join this one to this one and this one to this one. Exactly the same place at the side here. And the glue that one there. Pull the bottom one round, line it up nicely and glue it. Turn it round, line it up and glue it. And then you have your snowflake.
Lovely.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah, just to finish, I'll use a pair of compasses. The choice is yours whether to put a string in this top bit, the pointed bit, that you can sometimes pull, or you can go down to between two of them here, on this bit here, and just put a little hole in with a pair of compasses, just a little hole in it with something sharp. And then I've got a little bit of cord. It's very thin blind cord, and a bodkin, the big eye. I thread it. I go back and find the hole. There it is. I put the bodkin through the hole and come up between them, like that. And then I'm going to bring the two bits up. I'm just going to tie a little knot to hold it at the bottom, very gently, not too hard, so I'm going to rip the paper like that. And then bring them up together. Tie a little knot at the top. A double knot and do, you know, with the two bits together. Pull it up nice and tight and just snip it. And there it is, ready to hang up. And you can make a big one and then make a smaller one and a smaller one and hang 3 together at a window.
Yeah.
And that's done. That's done in
amazing.
paper. But as Linda Retson found out, and she told me and I tried it, if you're into fabrics, you can make it in fabric. Just take 2 squares of fabric and bond them together with something like Bonder web. You can put a little bit of, what's the word, Linda? Interfacing or something to stiffen it. This turned out quite heavy for cutting. Once you fold it, it's a bit heavier. But this is made in fabric. Just 2 different Christmas fabrics, done exactly the same way. And I've done it from the point because with fabric it's much stronger. And there's a big one, and then it goes down to a smaller one. And you could do
lovely. Oh, that's lovely.
Okay.
That's fab.
So there you go. Quite easy to make. You can make them in 10 minutes. Once you get used to it, Avis, once you get your cutting skills
once
sorted
you know
out.
where to cut.
Parallel to the hypotenuse, you've got to remember. Simple as that.
Very good,
That's
Maz.
it.
That was lovely.
So I hope you've enjoyed that.
Brilliant.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've got 3. Where do I join them? There.
Thanks, Mars.
Right, where are you, Avis? Where are you?
There.
Hang on,
Is
hang
that
on.
where you join
I'm just spotlighting you.
Just unmute everyone. So
Yes.
Right
Yeah,
here.
that's exactly right. So it's the sort of at the middle where they all overlap. You add flat to flat, and you do the top 3, and then you join them in the centre, nice and flat.
Right.
Then do the bottom 3 and join them in the centre.
Uh-huh.
Put the 2 centres together, and all you've got to do then is glue the 2 bits that haven't been joined on the side, and you get your snowflake.
Right. I'll get there.
Yeah, and you can do it in plain colours, anything you want. Doesn't matter.
Well, I was going to do a red and a green.
Yeah. Well, I've got a silver one now, and I've got a red one.
Silver is out as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you.
Let's see
Welcome.
who's been making. That was very good, Maz. Thank you very much.
Got half of one.
Oh, Kath, let me see. Hang on a sec.
I've got my half.
Oh, wow.
That's lovely.
That is
And
lovely.
that's made out of an old Scottish Heritage magazine.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh, beautiful.
Very good.
Maz, can I ask
Yeah.
a question?
Yeah, who is it?
It's Sheena Johnston at Melbourne.
Oh, hi, Sheena. I just
Hi.
find you. Hang on.
I've got things like this, but is that right? I don't know.
Let me have a quick look. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, hold it up right. Yeah, that's right.
Is it?
You make 6.
I've
You make
got-
6.
Well, I've got 3. How do I join 2 together?
Right. Turn it round a wee bit. No, stand it up. Right. Now see where your fingers are. There's a flat edge there.
Oh yeah.
You join that flat edge to the flat edge of the next one. Exactly where they match, and you glue them.
Well, that's the problem. My glue stick's gone off. It's all rubbery, so I'm having to use
Yes, or a stapler's really good. Just staple them there. That's even quicker. Just staple them all the way round at that point. Do the top 3, do the bottom 3. Put the 3 centres together and staple it. Do the bottom 3 centres and staple it. And then finally staple the loose bits on top and bottom, to join the top to the bottom. That's
That's
it.
2 correct.
That's 2 correct.
Well done, Sheena.
Where do you do the next one?
Right, on exactly the same place. There. Now look at your pattern. How's your pattern going? On which is the outside colour, red or white? Right, all
Red.
you've done, it doesn't matter. You've joined 2 white ones together, but it doesn't matter.
I've got them all the same.
It's just that I'm very symmetrical, Sheena.
All right, sorry about that. So then
No, it's not a problem.
line,
There's no rule. There's no rules. You can do what you like.
but I can't get a star out of that, can I?
Yes.
Yes. So that's your top 3. And you
Oh, I
do
see.
exactly the same with your bottom 3.
Okay. I haven't got them ready. I'll have another go at that.
Right, so that it ends. So you've got the top 3 and the bottom 3, and then you join the centres of the top, and you join the centres of the bottom, And then all you've
Not
left.
seeing. I can only see myself. I can't see you. Sorry.
Right, so
Right, hang on.
where you are, Sheena, you're fine. So, and then you pinch the bottom ones together and staple that. Don't you, Maz?
Oh, my stapler's given up now. I'll check online and maybe manage to finish it.
Yeah,
Well,
it's on. It's definitely online. Just look up snowflakes. Paper snowflakes.
It is online now.
That's fine. That's fine. You do the bottom the same, and then see the bottom bits. Put them all into the centre and overlap them. You know, just put them together. The bottom of each. Yeah, but do these top three first in the centre. Bring the centres together and staple them. You know, line them up nicely, and staple them. If your stapler is going to allow you to.
It works.
And then you repeat that for the top of the star, and join those centres to that centre, and then those two outside edges be joined to the two outside edges of the bottom of the star. So they all go round in a circle.
Well, I may get a star eventually. Thank you very much. Well, I've got two white ones together. I see what you mean. Right.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Okay. Thank you very much, Maz. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, show me your snowflakes then. If you've been working on a snowflake, show me your snowflakes. I know some of you have.
Half of one.
Great, Sheena.
To you.
It's all a funny looking thing. I'll let you see when it's finished.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, that's nice. Lovely cake that they were doing.
Lovely.
Can you all see Helen? Can you all see Helen?
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Looks great.
Wait about you, Jen.
Didn't smell nice too?
Oops.
On you. Sorry.
You don't like this.
Helen, where
Half a star.
if you're on
That's
mute?
half at the bottom half of a star.
Thank
I don't know how the top half will stay.
you.
Here's May. Here's May.
He's made one as well.
Oh,
Oh, well done.
yeah.
Sticks are giving up the ghost.
Well,
It's gone all, doesn't it?
That's nice, May.
Lovely,
Thank you.
lovely. And who else?
Oh, mine's still in bits.
Les, I've got Les.
Kathleen's got one here. Kathleen, I'm just going to spotlight Kathleen.
Mine's is coming.
Here she is. Yeah, it's coming together.
These in.
Oh, that's nice.
Lovely.